Hi everyone, so today we have a special video. I don't know if you know, but I've been in a relationship for the past couple of months after a whole sordid affair of really bad Tinder dates, and I have mentioned Mavis like from time to time. I talk about her a lot in our Q&As and she's a very big part of my life, but I don't think we've ever like really sat down as a couple to like talk about our relationship or really anything else. This is gonna be the first time ever that she's here with me on the channel, which is really exciting. So here's Mavis.
Ta-da!
This is my boo, my partner. And do you wanna?
Hi. Should I do it? I'm so nervous.
Yeah. Oh, we did do the same thing together. Oh, that's so good. We have telepathy moments like a lot. Like a lot.
Is that how we pronounce?
Telepathy is the normal word.
Oh, it is?
But we say telepee because we are just acting cute.
I thought it's telepathy.
It's telepathy.
Is it?
Telepathy. I think it's a very Singaporean way of saying telepathy.
I need to know.
Spell telepathy.
Telepathy is spelled T-E-L-E-P-A-T-H-Y.
So we're gonna be going through a story time of like how we met, what happened, and then why we kind of stopped talking like for 8 years, and then how we found each other again and how we eventually got together. It's quite an intense story, it's quite long. Okay, so let's begin in 2011.
So I'm from TKGS.
And I'm from CEDA, and I was in symphonic band. I was like a drummer, I was a percussion girl. So the band from TKGS and CEDA has like the same conductor, so we basically did like an immersion, like an exchange, and I went to TK. For some reason, like some of the TK girls from their band, even though like we didn't really have much of an interaction, it was just a performance, like they found my Twitter, I think, and then they started following me and talking to me, and I was like, oh my god, cool.
'Cause you're cool.
Okay, I very clearly looked very gay then, so I think people sort of got the hint, and I started hanging out with mostly the queer people from band. From there, because they all talked to like their mutual friends, right, I found like Mavis's Twitter, and I was like, yo, who's that cutie? I don't think I've ever said this out before.
Really?
So embarrassing. Yeah, I thought you were cute. You had like a nice photo, you had like a cute smile. She always does the same smile, which is like the
I don't remember like what my profile picture was back then. Our versions of each story like will be kind of different because like, it happened so long ago, right?
I don't remember what my profile picture was like back
Yeah.
then. Which is interesting, I think, for you guys to like figure out also, because we have like different interpretations of what happened. Our memories of each other are also like kind of different. We'll get into it later, but I thought like our book was like Norwegian Wood because that was the one that we like read the most.
I thought it was Flowers for Algernon.
Yeah, which both are books that we've read. I noticed that she would tweet only at night, so I started like getting like, you know, quite invested in figuring out like what she wrote. So I was like, wow, this person like very interesting, but mainly it's because you're cute lah. So, so
You
I was
only like me for my looks.
but I didn't know you for anything else. I started like following her, and I think we would talk sometimes, but you no.
Yes.
We sort of acknowledged that like we know each other. So one of those days I went over to TK. I met like a bunch of their other friends as well, and then just nice you were in school, like coming out from CCA or don't know what lah. And then I was like, hey, like I'm in the canteen like now. And then when I met you, I was like, oh, you're cute. I think I'm very attracted to like shy, quiet people. I'm so intrigued by them.
I am shy, quiet people. But the Twitter thing I do remember though, like that we did talk sometimes, and then I was like, oh, this person's kind of cool. I think like you were mostly like talking like about in puns and stuff.
Yeah.
And then like, I think the one that I remember is like koala tea.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
quality.
yeah. We were just like Tumblr nerds. Cause like you see this like cute eye candy like crush on Twitter. You never met this person IRL, so when I met you I was very like I think I was like just waiting for people or just like being bored or whatever, and I was working on like some rubber carving, it's a rubber pet, because at that time I took art, and then she was like, oh, that looks cool, can I try? So I like flipped it over to let her try it out, and she carved a little meme, and then I was like, oh my god, like Mavis carved a little meme in my little art pad, and I like wanted to keep it forever. I couldn't find it for so many years because I wanted to like show it to her now that we've, you know, reconnected, and I was so crushed. Turns out she's had it this whole time. Like I gave it to her and she's kept it.
Yeah, I kept it, and it survived like multiple times of me like shifting house and moving dorms. So I was like going through my stuff, and then like I found a bunch of stuff that we had since last time.
Yeah.
We texted a lot, and then like we don't really remember exactly like how the events actually transpired. So like I brought my old iPhone over, and then I still have the charger. Maybe we'll look through it and see like whose version is correct.
Correct. Yeah, maybe we
Yeah.
can do like a video. Basically, right, ever since we met that first day, we developed like a very close friendship, and I think we called each other best friends. And we would hang out like after school almost every single day, unless I had CCA. To be honest, like as much as I really loved having her as a friend, like I also already had like a little bit of a crush on her, so like I just wanted to see her as much as I possibly could. Yeah, and I also like made her a lot of things. Girls' school girls like just like to make shit for other people, you know what I mean? Like we like write letters, we like to like draw things, so I like made her a lot of things.
So
This was part of the assignment. It was like some kind of like shell study lah, whatever.
this was the meme. This is a card.
I made this. These are all cutouts, by the way, with an X-Acto knife.
And you made me like a whole ass notebook.
Look at this.
With, like,
It
Tumblr
literally
references.
says "love you" here. So I don't know how the fuck like she didn't get the hint.
Meme books.
God, I got a lot of fucking time. Is that why I didn't like do my homework or
I
like
think
study
so.
math as a kid? So I just like,
Just spend your time making meme books for me.
yes. I honestly enjoyed it also. It wasn't like I was just doing it to impress her.
I even have like her name tag.
So yeah, honestly, like throughout our friendship, it was a lot of like reading, a lot of eating frozen yogurt, a lot of like hanging out, talking about like feelings and just like spending time with each other. It felt special lah. It felt special to have a best friend like in another school.
Yeah, our like social circles didn't like interact.
Yeah.
So like it was like completely
Yeah,
fine.
and I felt like you were my friend. Yeah, it was cute. I don't deny that I had a crush on her like the entire time, but the reason why I didn't say it was because I didn't like have such a good impression of like confessing, because I just knew in my head that I'll get rejected. And also from when we first started hanging out, there was some kind of like an overlap on your side.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to like step on anyone's toes. After that whole thing like eventually ended, it was still messy for a while.
Yeah.
And I just like didn't know how to suddenly insert myself as a romantic interest, you know? So obviously when you're 15, like you don't know how to communicate and talk things out properly. So I'm here as your friend and you see me as your friend, and I can
Yeah.
show you
Besties.
we were besties, and I can show you like as much love as I want. You would say love you too, you know, that kind of thing. So for me it's like enough already. You know, like that I'm very happy with like what you can give me, and how much I love you is okay lah. Yeah. So we were like that for how long? Was like almost a half a year kind of thing.
I think so. The overlap thing, like I wasn't really dating. We text very well, but then like in person, like it was very awkward, and I was like, maybe not. Yeah. So like at that point of time, I think when we met, that was like breaking off already, kind of like ghosting. I was 15, okay, like I'm not very like socially aware, cause like we were on a bus, right, and then like it was the first day.
We were taking the bus back together.
So after like I carved the meme on her art thing, and then we went home together, right? So we were on the bus. You gotta tell them. You gotta tell them.
We were on the bus and you were holding on to like the rail nearest to the exit. You know how like schoolgirls get on the bus, it's like crowded. I just like was very tired and your shoulder was right there, and I was like you're 167.
Yeah.
I'm 157, so it's really like a very nice like height difference. So I just like that. Like okay lah, not the whole fucking ride. I was like not that sampat, okay? Just like a little while, and I was like I'm touching my crush, and then I was just like no, it's just like oh my, like I'm like I can make contact. Cause the thing is like I've seen her on Twitter and I've like talked to you for so long, no? When I see you in person and you are the same person, even more endearing, even more cute, and we've had such a nice interaction. I'm also very affectionate with all of my other girlfriends, right? In girls' school, you're just very affectionate. So I like did that because I was like, I want to be close to you lah. Then after we got off the bus, and you were like, this person was on the bus, and I was like, who is this person? Then she told me, then I was like, oh, fuck. To me, I was like, I cannot enter this realm, this relationship realm. From then, I just immediately like friend zoned myself because I was like, this is like too complicated.
My
the other
school.
person is from your school.
Yeah.
So I was like, who am I? And I think there was already some kind of dissent from other people in your school that didn't know me, like the non-band people.
Oh, like even with that girl, there were people in the school who was like, what the heck, why is Mavis hanging out with this person? She was my senior by 1 year.
And then I knew on my side also, people in my school were like, why is this? Because the thing is, like, we're not like one in the east, one in the west, where we don't have like mutual friends. Like, we have some mutual friends, but we're not the kind of, like, TK and Cedar girls don't hang out together. So I think when people notice that we're hanging out together, or like, hey, how does your school's Mavis like know my school's Brenda, you know, that kind of thing, then I was like, walao, what is so like extra, that kind of thing. So like, I think I was also a little bit more self-conscious about the fact that I was your friend. But the thing is, we get along so well.
Yeah, I think like we got on really, really well. I think at that point of time, like I didn't really like consider someone like my best friend, and then like I think you were the first person that I really like connected with. So I was very happy to hang out with you. If not, then I wouldn't like bother hanging out with you like almost every day.
Exactly, because we had to also make the effort to meet. Yeah, we went to Next like almost every single day, and we hung out until like really late at night. I mean, 8 p.m. to a like Sec 3 student is like really late already.
It's like a 12 a.m. of like today.
Yeah, in August and stuff, I started getting kind of frustrated, I think, because after you were done with the first senior, I think there were like other options like sort of floating around. And I think I was upset that I was never considered one of the options, you know? But the thing is, like, we've become such close friends already that it's difficult for me to even, like, throw my head in the ring. Me being, like, 15 and being, like, so prideful with my emotions, I didn't want to say anything, like, I didn't want to be vulnerable around you. So I got like frustrated. Also because at that point, not gonna lie, I had options too. I was like, okay, why am I so caught up over you? Like, we're clearly just friends, like nothing's ever gonna happen. Shouldn't I just date someone else? Like, shouldn't I just stop like pining after you? Like, it doesn't feel good for me also. Oh, also during this whole time, like someone had a very, very, very big crush on me. It took me a while to also realize, because I just thought she was nice to me because like, we're friends.
It's like, it's very hard to see, right? Because like we are all like girls, and then like even when I look very obviously queer, like sometimes when like girls are very touchy with me, then I'm just like, is this just a thing that they do with all their girlfriends, or are they doing it because they want to be attracted?
They want to attract. When I realized and when I tried to go out with her in that capacity, I was like, oh nah, not my thing. And then there was someone else in the same sort of clique that I started hanging out with that I was like, actually, it could work with this girl. And then she was like, yeah, actually, yeah. And then we started dating and I was super happy. I was like, oh, this makes so much sense. Like, she was right next to me all along, and I was like so blinded. I was just so distracted by Mavis, you know? So this is where our perspectives like depart, right?
Yeah.
Because to me, I felt like I was dating this girl and I didn't want to tell you because she is my first love. So I was like, how am I supposed to tell my first love that I'm like seeing someone else while being like friends with her, you know? Because I don't ever want to burn that bridge. I don't want to burn that possibility. In my perspective, like, I think you found out from someone else and then I got very defensive about it. I think we got into a fight because like you didn't know why I got so defensive about it or something. I really don't know.
Like, we both remember very different versions, so like we had like this talk a few times already, but every time like it's kind of like a bit different.
Yeah.
Memories are just like pretty unreliable, and especially because like it's 8 years ago. Along the line somewhere it got blurred. That's why we got that phone over there, but I don't know if I already like deleted the messages. Like, that's a very huge real possibility.
I was also very emotional. I think that's when sort of feelings get blurred because I had a lot of feelings that I don't think I properly told her. So maybe these things that I'm feeling I didn't actually say. And I remember that our fight ended on me angrily confessing to her, just being like, 'cause I like you up. Then after that I was like, fuck. My immediate response was to just like withdraw like everything because I knew that first of all I had fucked up, that I dated someone else, and secondly it's like I fucked up because I didn't tell her I liked her. So I was like, and I don't want her to think that this friendship was a lie, and that's why I didn't want to confess also. I didn't want you to feel like I was waiting to hit on you.
I think like on some level I knew that like this was a bit more than friends thing, but also like sometimes like because like women and women, right, it's like always like very like weird, like, okay, like is this just because like I'm special, or do you do it all of your other like female friends? So at first I was like, because you said, I think you were the one who said that we were best friends first, so I was like, I have a best friend now. Then we will go hang out all the time, and then like when we go to the library and read books, right, it's like, hey, demo, this is how we read a book together. No, like there were other, okay, that's what you remember, but what I remember is like you sitting next to
Like
me.
that.
No, not yet.
What?
Closer, but closer.
Okay.
So we were at Next, and then we were in the library, and then we will open a book and we will read like this together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
at first I was like, is this what like all like female friends do with female friends?
So can you imagine half a year of me fucking doing this, reading books, like
And I was-
sharing yogurt.
Yeah, and I was still questioning like if this is just like a normal girlfriends thing.
In a normal setting, it will be difficult to navigate around something as intricate as like a best friendship that also has feelings kind of tied into it. Yeah, especially when it's a same-sex kind of situation. I think when we see like opposite gender, if you were to see a boy and a girl like literally doing this reading, you would automatically assume that they're a couple.
Yeah.
And they would also be more willing to consider the fact
Yeah.
that they might be a couple. But for us, like as two girls in pinafores and like in skirts, like it's difficult to easily come to that conclusion, like even if we are both like personally okay with liking girls. We fought and then we stopped talking, and I like missed you a lot. I just know that it was very, very difficult because you were like the one person that I texted like every day, like good morning, good night, like everything. And it was tough lah, because I felt like I had lost my best friend because I had feelings. So I really hated myself for having feelings for her. I felt like that was not cool. Like I should have just stuck to being friends. Like I was like, oh shit, I shouldn't have found her so cute, you know, that kind of thing. But it's difficult because I already had like a eye candy kind of crush on her before I even knew her as a person. Then, 2 days later, 3 days later or whatever, I received a mail. Like a
Oh, you don't
snail
know about
mail.
that.
I have to say it. Oh my god, you guys. So literally, there was a snail mail addressed to my address. I don't even know how he got my address.
I have
but
no idea.
right? It was a 12-page letter, 6 pieces of paper, back to back, single lined, about her feelings. It was very incoherent, I'll just be honest. It's very like...
I wasn't very good at writing letters, okay. I'm not so good at it now either.
I looked through everything being like, what the fuck is all of this? And then I saw you wrote in the letter that you had feelings for me too, but you weren't sure of how to deal with it. When I saw it, I was like, vindication! I think maybe that's also why I got so upset, because I was like, we spend so much time together, we are so physically close, I tell you I love you all the time. How could you really not have seen this coming? Like, how could you not have taken a hint? I think maybe that was where like my anger, I was like, do I need to fucking spell it out like ILOVEU? The reason why I remember this mail so vividly is because the end, like the last few lines was like, burn this letter immediately. And then me obviously having like the vindication, I was like, never in my life, bitch, I'm gonna frame this shit. You gave this letter to me, it's mine now. Like I'm keeping this forever. I was like feeling like really like
I'm so sad.
oh, I was really happy about that. But plot twist again. She basically texted and was like, hey, by the way, that letter, just disregard everything that I said. I was lying about everything. I never liked you, never had any feelings for you. Like
I don't think I went that into detail. Like, I probably just said like, just disregard the letter. Like,
No, you
I
said
did.
for sure. Like I think you said that you felt pressured to write that, but you didn't actually mean it. Yeah. Like that you never liked me, you know? And then I was like,
feelings are hard to a 15-year-old, okay?
yeah, no, I understand,
Yeah.
I understand. So when I read it, I was like, what the okay, first of all, you didn't have to send a snail mail to my house. And then second of all, like you really didn't have to write this second
Snail mail
text
was
message.
cute though.
It was very cute. It was. But you really fucking like broke my heart with that text message. Just to write that and then go like, okay, fuck all of that. I was lying because I felt very stressed that you liked me and I had no clue of how to deal with it other than lie and say I like you back. So
But that was like a very real thing that I was like facing at that point of time too.
I know.
Yeah. She wasn't the only one who had a crush on me. Like, a lot of the times I would have to like, this
So
person's...
You were very popular, I think, because you are so quiet and so shy, and like she's tall and she's good looking. I feel like everyone just kind of had like a little eye candy crush on you.
Yeah, but it was tough to like handle as a 15-year-old. Like, I couldn't separate my feelings, like whether I reciprocated like this crush, because like, you know, it's like very like butterflies in your stomach kind of feeling, and I couldn't separate that feeling from guilt of not liking them back. Like, I didn't know I was what.
Yeah, I think I didn't reply. How am I supposed to reply to that? I didn't know how. I just couldn't. I just couldn't. And I was like, okay, that's it. Like I felt like the friendship had like burnt to the ground, and I was like, I can never face you again. And it was easy not to face you again because we were from different schools. And I think actually because of our friendship, I think like I stopped hanging out with like the rest also. So we just like went on with our lives for the next 8 years. So we had Instagram in like Sec 3 already, like back when you had like the built-in filters in Instagram with the frames. And we never stopped following each other lor, so I just sort of watched her grow into a human from a distance.
Into a human. You saying that I was a human then.
Into an adult. I'm so sorry. Yeah, but I just watched her grow into an adult from a distance. We don't have close mutual friends, so it's not like I could ask anyone about her. So I just really just saw what I saw and I was like, okay, cool, you know?
Cool.
Yeah, what about you?
Do I get to tell my story of like my perspective?
Okay, yeah.
So in my perspective, there was a point of time you said, right, that I got angry because I found out that you were dating that person. My version of the story was that we were hanging out so much and then we were having a good time. Then you confessed to me and then like I didn't know how to react as well because I don't think I was really like fully equipped to know how to like handle any of these situations. So I was like awkward and I didn't immediately reciprocate. So like in my mind I was like, okay, I didn't reciprocate. That's why like suddenly she got angry and then like we just stopped talking then. Yeah. So I don't remember a lot of it. So I think maybe like yours might be a lot more accurate.
It really wasn't that I was angry at you for not reciprocating, but I was just embarrassed at myself for not being able to hold it in.
Yeah. So I just thought she was angry at me. So I was like, okay lor, no more best friends.
No more best friends.
When I recall back, like, cause sometimes like it comes out in conversations, right? Telling people about like your past relationships and stuff. And then I'll be like, oh yeah, I had this like best friend in Sec 3, but then like we stopped talking. Yeah. I think I remember you very fondly. I was like,
Aww.
oh, my last time best friend. I think like at some point of time I also questioned like if the whole friendship was real, cause like, you know.
What? It was one of the purest friendships like I've ever had.
Just because
also.
like we stopped talking because you confessed and then like I didn't reciprocate. So I was like, was the whole thing a lie?
No.
But I remembered you very fondly. So once in a while I'll think about you. Then I'm like, oh yeah. Or like when my friend is like, oh my god, have you seen wordweed? Then I'm just like, or like, why are you following wordweed? Or why is wordweed following you? Then I'm just like, oh, last time we best friends in Sec 3.
Because you're a very private person. So like even her own private Instagram, she really doesn't update it much. I would see you give your opinions on social issues sometimes. Like maybe you're on exchange, that kind of thing. But I really like didn't see much else. Oh yeah, okay, so in the middle of like shortly after JC, I saw her and her girlfriend. It was like fucking everywhere for like what 1-2 years, and I was like, great, so fucking happy for her. Yeah. No lah, okay, because the thing is like we weren't talking anymore, so I was like just happy lor that she moved on and like they seemed like in a happy. Obviously, I felt like we could have been that, but you playing. The thing is like we weren't even talking anymore.
Yeah.
So me seeing you like be in a relationship and be happy, I was like, great lah, but like it's not like I can even congratulate you for it because like we weren't even on talking terms anymore. So I was just like, great, like okay, like see her happy. Then after a while she never posted the girlfriend. I was like, are they still together? I still found your photos very enjoyable. I still could tell that you were still a very funny, like witty, like punny person. And I just like felt a lot of love for you still. At the start, like when we first stopped talking, like I felt bittersweet because I still remember like you texting me and being like, disregard the whole thing, right? So I was like, why would you do that to hurt me? After a while, like when someone was in TK, I was like, hey, do you know Mavis? Like, you know, I just like wanted to, I guess, hear about you or bring you up, even though I really had zero intention of ever talking to you again. Yeah. Can you imagine if we never reconnected? That would have been crazy.
Yeah.
How we reconnected was really like another freaky accident. I think I kind of mentioned this like early on in the Get Ready With Me, it's like a year or two ago.
The yellow jacket one.
Yeah, that I like felt very like shitty. What can you remember?
I was watching.
You watched my video? I had like fallen out with one of my best friends and we didn't speak for a year, which was the longest that we had ever not spoken for. And I loved and missed her so much and all I wanted to do was talk to her again. But I knew that she needed her own space and I knew that like we weren't mentally in a good headspace like for each other. If this friendship can like withstand this amount of time, right, it'll come back. If you realize how much you mean to each other, like someone will make the first move. So eventually, when we met, everything was like under the bridge already because of what we went through and how we like managed to deal with it maturely and come back and be honest with each other. Like our friendship had leveled up and I came back from that dinner with such a high. I was so happy. So I called my current best friend, Sarah. You all know her. I called Sarah and I was like, oh my god, like we reconnected. And we ended up browsing on Facebook. I happened to see your face in one of the mutual friends. And then I was like, oh, Mavis, I haven't seen her in a while. That click. The first thing that Sarah said was like, damn, she's still cute, Then I was like, yeah, she still is. I don't know, that I whenever I see her face, I'm like, so after I said that, I just kind of felt like a little sinking feeling again, because I was like, if I just didn't say that, like, we could have been like best friends and everything. But then also on the other hand, I was like, it's been like 8 years. I wonder if it's okay if I just like say hi. You know, like, what's the worst that can happen? Like, I really miss her as a friend. YOLO, man. So I was like, 8 years can lah. I mean, let's just try one. And I was just like very nervous still. I was just like, eh. And then I just like went to your IG profile and I just slid into your DMs and I was like, hey. Oh my god, we got the messages here.
Yeah. So you were mentioning like how you saw like pictures of me when I was in a relationship. I think like the timing was also really good, because like between that and before we reconnected, like I had already been with like 2 other people, and just nice when she came to me, I was really like kind of almost like fresh out of the relationship. Like I think I was out of it for like 1 or 2 months and I was like, nah. And I didn't post any of those 2 relationships, so like she wouldn't have known that I was single at any point of time.
Yeah, so I just decided to take a chance because I was like, what's the worst? You ignore me? You know what I mean? So I just went for it. Basically, oh, okay.
Oh, is it? Are we there?
And this was when we were dating. This was when you were... Okay, it's
I'm so shy.
I was like, May, are you in Singapore? And she was like, yeah, I am. What's up? And I was like, I don't know. I haven't seen you in forever. I was like, how are you? And then you were like,
I'm doing okay, what about you? Haha, wanna meet up? I've been seeing you on the media a lot.
I was so freaking nervous. Yeah. And then when she suggested to meet up, I was like, great.
Okay, what you wanna eat?
So I said, I'm down to eat whatever. And oh my god, the stuff you've been cooking.
I don't have good food recommendations, because I really don't. I just eat whatever when I'm outside. Then I said, but we could do a cooking session.
I was like, okay, but I only have 1 stove top and like it's induction. You were like, yeah, that's fine, we'll make it work. What's your fave protein? And I was like, you know. And then I was gonna be overseas. So then after we decided on like a weekend that was 2 weeks from then. Because the thing is, like, when I do plan stuff with someone, like, usually if we're not so close, like, towards the date, they will like try and cancel, or I will try and cancel, or like just reschedule until people forget about it. So I kind of expected this to happen like with you as well. So we were supposed to meet, I think, Friday, right? Yeah. I didn't want to text. I didn't want to like seem too like eager. Yeah. I didn't want to be so like, are you coming? Are you coming? So so we agreed on making like fresh pasta, and I said, oh, I don't have even a rolling pin, but I can go and buy one lah. She was like, oh, why not we get a pasta maker? And I was like, I'm not gonna like spend like $50. You were like, never mind, I'll go and find like on Carousel.
Yeah, I'll
maybe
see if
like
there's anything cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we sort of like left it at that. And I just assumed that like, you know, it wasn't a big deal. And I was just gonna eventually like, if we, because I had a feeling like it wasn't gonna happen. So I was like, when we're buying ingredients, then I'll also buy the rolling pin, because it just like makes sense to get it then. She lived and worked in the West at that point. So the fact that she went all the way to Bedok to like pick up the pasta maker and to let me know, and you didn't ask me for money, you didn't ask me like for anything.
Yeah, I was just like, yo, I got the pasta machine.
Yeah, and then I was like, huh? Okay, because I was nervous here. You didn't even text me to confirm.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, like I was really like impressed. Yeah, and I just thought like that was really cool. And I was like, oh, I guess this is really happening. Then that's when I kind of got like the nerves. And I was like, oh my god, like we're gonna meet like finally after 8 years. Because we really hadn't like met face to face in 8 years.
We did once for a very short while.
Oh,
at
Pink Dot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was J1. That was the queer video. That was fucking strippers screaming at us, and the guy. That was the same Pink Dot that we met. Yeah. So we ended up meeting, and we met at Next. When I met her, I was like so fucking nervous, and somehow we met at the place like we have so many memories associated with.
Like, hey, it was so good.
I have very fond memories of us being together in Next. So the first, I want to say like 10 minutes were a bit awkward. But for some reason, like we jumped straight into talking about like relationships and like what happened over the past years, like catching each other up. We met at like 1 p.m. We just spent like the day making pasta, and I had posted stories and I was giggling like a little girl. I was just like, oh my god. We ended up making really good pasta, and we had chilled and we had talked, and you literally stayed until like midnight or 1 a.m. And she lived at NTU at that point. So I was like, that's fucking dedication, man.
You asked me like when we first like started like dating, why I didn't like contact you all this while, like why it had to be you to like contact me. I think like from my perspective, when I said that I see you on the media a lot, like in the DM, was because for some reason like people kept mentioning like you to me because you follow me, right? Then everyone was like, how is this like 16k influencer like following Mavis? Then I was like, oh yeah, she was my best friend in Sec 3. And then there were things like I saw your HP ad like on my Instagram stories, like the ads, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, she's doing great. Yeah, to me approaching her like at that point of time
Would
like
seem like you want something from
yeah,
me.
because I didn't want it to feel like that, because like no matter what I say, like it's basically like someone 8 years ago in your past. Like I didn't know how you remembered me. We kind of had a thing and we were best friends, and then now suddenly I'm like, hey, what's up? Like to me, like it feels weird, and I felt like no matter how I went about it, it would feel a bit sleazy, so I just didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I wouldn't have been the one to like hit her
Ever.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ever.
I understand.
Yeah.
Because the thing is for me also, right? Like I grew up ugly. I felt like I always had to win people over with my wit and with my personality. So the people that I made friends with, like from secondary school, the friends that I treasure the most, I was mentally also like at my worst then. So I feel like it's easier for us to form a closer relationship because you have seen me like grow so much. So I feel like when I do meet people now, or even like close friends now, I mean obviously like Charmaine and Gail are like separate, you know, I love them so much. Charmaine and Gail, I love you so much. Which is why I also felt like I really cared about my old friendships more, and I wanted to reconnect with you because like we go way back. I understand.
Yeah,
like,
but
where
I
you're
did
coming
worry, about like how it would look if I approached her. So I was like, cannot lah, never mind.
from. So were you happy when I approached you?
Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, my last time best friend. I was very excited to meet you again. That's why like why else would I go all the way to buy a freaking pasta machine, right?
What a lesbian thing to do, to like meet at someone's home to cook dinner and then stay for like 12 hours. Afterwards, like, it really felt like we could talk about anything and everything. Like the first time we already hung out, I don't know if that, what we consider your first date?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't like jump right into the whole romantic thing. Yeah.
Now, like looking back upon it, we're like, oh, that was our first date,
Yeah.
but we met as friends and we wanted to reconnect as friends.
Yeah.
But then already I felt like we were talking about like how have we seen each other grow, and like how do you think we're different now from before. I was like, wow, like, you know, I'm just happy, you know, that we're back in this zone. And we inevitably started talking about relationships. And you also told me that you were out of a relationship for like a month. And I said like I haven't been in one in like a very long time. And the fact that like relationships were sort of like on our minds was like quite interesting also. The thing is, I always had a crush on you, and I don't think it ever stopped. Even when we didn't talk, I still thought you were cute. I still thought you were a great person. You know, I was still like, yeah, this is someone that I would date. But when we met, I had said that I was like not ready to date at all. I had finally reached a point in my life where I was really happy being single and I was not looking for anyone. And I said it to you even though I knew that if you had asked me, I would have said yes. Out of anyone that I could ever date on this earth, you are the only person that I would say yes to right now. But the fact that I still said to you that I wasn't ready, that I didn't want to date, was kind of like a big thing for me, because I was like, dang, like I didn't.
You really gave up on the
yeah,
whole, like
I really like wasn't trying to be in a relationship with her. Like I didn't try to hit on her in any way. The second time that we hung out, I sort of tried to clarify like what happened the first time and why we stopped being friends. I also felt like you kept hinting to me that you weren't in the mindset to date also. And I don't know like if you were just no, my tissue.
I wasn't like lying or anything. I think like that's really what I felt at that point of time, because like I just came out of the relationship like 1 month ago, right? I was busy with work and I rather meet with my friends. She was the one who initiated the breakup after hearing it, but like I think at some point of time I would have ended it too, because like it wasn't really going anywhere. I'm not like open to dating anyone because like I was having a fun time at work then, and I was like, yeah, maybe like relationship's not for me right now.
I think both of us kind of went back and forth on like the would we date? Would we make a good couple if we dated? Versus like let's just be friends. Yeah, so we would both swing like back and forth on this, and sometimes we would swing and be on like opposite ends. So sometimes like it would be very awkward. So for the first like how many times like we hung out, like we weren't sure, and I would tell my friends about it lah, and everyone would like really hype up the situation, because this is the first time I've really like talked about someone that I've already kind of had a history, like a missed opportunity with. And even to the new people that didn't know who Mavis was, I would like let them know like this is an important person that was like really like my first love lah, like I consider. I don't know, I don't want to have the expectations, but I was like, I don't want to be in the same situation that I was in when I was 15, where like I decided to enter as a friend and to friend zone myself, but then the whole time I still have like residual feelings that I didn't get out. You are a serial monogamist.
Yeah.
And I am someone that like is single more than I am in a relationship, like by a lot more. So I was like, could I still be friends with you if you got into a relationship with another girl? I didn't know if I could handle that. Maybe I should just back away and I shouldn't be friends if I'm not okay with like seeing her date someone else, because I don't think it's fair as a friend to not let your friend date just because you kind of have a hidden crush on them kind of thing. After talking it out with my other friends, I was like, you know what? I'm just happy you're in my life again. I really do not care what happens. Like, if we're friends, if we end up dating now, I was open to really anything. And I just like wanted to focus on the blessing that is you, like back in my life.
I don't want my face so embarrassing when I'm like,
So, you know, whatever happens. Like, I'm just thankful, you know, that you're in my life. And I just wanted to like enjoy your company, like whatever it was. And then I think like that's where I just like dropped all of my worries and like how do I behave, because I was like, should I be more flirty or should I stop myself from being more like physically affectionate because I didn't want you to get the wrong idea. Then I was like, fuck all of that, you know, I'm just gonna be myself. And then we just started like being able to talk about even more things. And then should we tell them about the Clarke Quay?
yeah.
Oh, we have to.
Yeah, we have to.
So we went to Clarke Quay. This was the same day that I touched down. I literally grabbed back to my house to put down my luggage, change my clothes, and then literally go out and meet her. I was just happy to see her. And we were like texting also.
Yeah.
You went to Bangkok like maybe a week before, and you were texting me the whole time, even though you were already telling me that you're not a big texter and that you don't like to text and stuff like that. It's more difficult to text when you're overseas, especially when you have like such a big group of friends.
Yeah.
And she kept like thinking of me lah during that time, even when she was drunk. So I was like,
yeah, I bought her like some random ass shit like tom yum spices and stuff. I was like, maybe she'll like this.
I was very confused. I was like, are we friends? Do your friends like text you when you're drunk and they're overseas? Like, not really, like not all friends do that unless you're like really close best friends. So they were like, I'm not sure. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. It was very like a lot of mixed signals like that. On your end, probably you didn't want to rush into things and you just weren't sure about how you're feeling with me also. Yeah, because I was feeling that way too.
Because like we didn't really settle anything from like 8 years ago. So
Yeah,
it's
it
like
was still
restart.
up in the air.
Yeah.
So we had that dinner at Clarke Quay, and then after that, we went to get like drinks and just to chill, listen to some live music. And then I was like, oh, so like, what time you gotta go back?
I had to go pack up my stuff the next day at NTU.
And I was just like, yeah, I can help you, like, it's okay. Like, I know that moving dorms is like damn lame, so it's like when you have one more person to help you, it's like more fun. So I said like, do you just want to like come home with me and like sleep at my place? Because my place is a lot nearer to Clarke Quay than NTU. I was like, do you want to come over and sleep at my place, and then tomorrow morning like we can grab there together and then we can split the grab, so it's like cheaper also. Because if she were to grab back from Clarke Quay to NTU like
it's
at that time, it would be like $30-$40. So I was like, do you want to do that? And before I could even finish my question, she like, okay.
Okay.
And I was like, because I was nervous.
That makes me sound like such a creep, but then like really like the grab is fucking expensive.
Yeah, and also it made sense, and then
Yeah.
you got time to like hang out without like
Yeah.
worrying about going back also.
It's like, okay.
It just made a lot more sense, and it's not like I live with anyone that I have to ask permission from. I didn't want to come across as like creepy, but when I said that and you just said okay so fast, I was like, oh, okay. After like the whole night at Clarke Quay, like we finally went back to my place. And the thing is like you were a little tipsy. So when I went to shower, like by the time I got out,
I was sleeping on the couch already. I was just like doing this and my phone was like tucked into my armpit.
yeah, like that.
And I was snoring, right?
Yeah, you were snoring hardcore.
Yeah.
And I came up and it was like, Mavis. So things like I got her towel and everything like ready for her to like bathe, right? Then I was like, so I was like, okay, like that. Don't have. Never wake up. Because I was gonna ask her like, if you want to sleep on my bed instead because it's a bit more comfortable. And I was like, but you know, that pleather sofa is not as like comfy.
Yeah.
But you were asleep like that.
Yeah.
The thing is like the music was very loud, and you know when you play it from your phone, it's like very brass sounding.
Yeah.
And I was like, ugh, and I wanted to turn it off, but like, dude, her arms were clamped, and I didn't want to like, you know, touch her inappropriately. So I was like, alright, I'll just leave it there then. And then I changed, I blow dry my hair. I thought the blow dryer was gonna wake you up. It didn't. And I was like, what the fuck? It was noisy, I couldn't sleep. And then I was afraid the battery would go flat. But there was literally no way to stop it, no way to wake her up. So I just like let it happen. Until I was so tired that I fell asleep. And then
I eventually woke up and then I was like, it's cold, my body hurts. It just sucks. Because I was like a bit dehydrated also.
yeah.
So I was like, oh, there's a towel. So I went to bathe. And then I came out and I was like, do I have to sleep on the freaking sofa again? And I was like, nah, I don't wanna. So like, I didn't wanna like, I tried to wake you up a little bit. I was like, same thing. Right? And I was like, fuck, it's like, let me just throw a pillow.
So I literally woke up, momentarily forgot that there was someone in my house, had a fucking pillow thrown to my face. Not even the nice soft like bed pillows, like the freaking couch pillow, bam, to my face. I was like, what the fuck?
It wasn't that bad, so don't be so dramatic.
Dude, it was so hard. Dude, babe, you really like, bam, dude. It was like a shock. And it came like really fast at my face. I was like, and then I saw you like sheepishly like walking over and you just plopped yourself
And I was
on
very
the
tired.
other side of the bed.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay.
Okay.
So I just like went back to sleep and you went
Yeah.
to sleep. Yeah, and then we woke up and then we went to your dorm and then I felt like things had shifted. I felt like things were a little bit different now. We were like cleaning out stuff and then I had found the stuff that you had kept that was from me. And like, yeah, we were like both looking at your stuff, basically like all of your possessions, and I was like, oh my god. And then we moved like everything in together, we cleaned the space together. Like when I did ask you about stuff, I think like you started skewing the story to more of like, oh, I did like you back then, but just
They definitely didn't know how to deal with it, like
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
you said that you liked me back, like definitively, and I
Yeah.
was like,
Like, it's like, how can it be that I don't like you back, like, if we spend so much time together?
I mean, you could have just liked me as a friend, that was possible,
True.
right? But the fact that you did sort of say that, and then I think you were a lot more open like with processing it
Yeah.
also. I felt like ever since that day I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
huh.
It's 8 years of processing, right?
And then like we also felt like physically way more comfortable with each other, hanging out like literally all day. Like we just got closer and closer. This was like before we had like done anything physical, right? We were still friends. We were just like sleeping on the same bed together because like it's just not convenient for you to go back all the
Definitely,
way
because
to
I was
NTU.
at all the way at NTU, right? And then like if we ever meet, like it can't possibly be that she meet me at the West, right? So like we will meet somewhere like in town. But then obviously like it's so much harder for me to go back to fucking NTU, like it's so far away.
When we went to the projector to watch a movie.
Yeah.
And then after that we like left because you had something to go for, but then someone had cancelled.
Yeah.
So you were like, oh, I got no dinner plans already. Like, do you want to come back? And I was literally already like back at my home MRT stop. But I was like, okay. And I just literally went all the way back again. I think like I always made like extra like concessions for her if we wanted to meet and stuff. Just because I know that like you're working and you're studying. Like it's not easy for you to find time for me. I just wanted to spend as much time as possible when I got to meet you. So we were like that for a while. We would meet like maybe 2 days out of the week. And then Saturday, I had dinner with my friends and we were all gonna go clubbing together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I asked her if she wanted to come because like I had like a table. I just wanted everyone to enjoy themselves, and then I was like, you know, after that you can come back with me, we can sleep, and then Sunday we can chill, and then you can slowly go back from there. Within that group of friends, we always update each other on our dating lives. So someone was like, any updates? And I was like, actually, yeah. Have. And then I told them and they were like, oh my god. And I was like, but you know, like she doesn't know that I have like feelings for her, and like I don't know where this is going, so like nobody act weird, okay? Nobody act weird. So then they were like, okay, we're chill. Mavis like met us after dinner, and then my girlfriends like took me to the side. I was like, she's cute, and I was like, I know. Then we went to the club. One of my friends were late, so
Yeah,
joined
she
us
didn't-
after that.
She didn't hear the conversation about nobody at
Yeah,
Gate.
she was like, how long have y'all been together? And then I was
Then
like,
we were like,
I was like, why we're not together? And then she was like, I'm so sorry. And then I was like kind of embarrassed. But the thing is like, I noticed that you didn't take it too poorly also.
yeah. I was
Like, yeah, you were just like giggling and I was giggling, and like we were also a bit like physically affectionate
yeah, I think
already.
because like at that point of time, like we kind of knew that like there was something in between us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we just like,
It's like
didn't
not at that stage.
know
Yeah.
to go for it or not. Because like I think my friend asked that. It was just such an honest mistake, honestly. So I was like a little bit drunk, a little bit buzzed. I was like, ah, fuck it or whatever. So
You were like, would you ever consider the possibility of us dating?
Yeah.
Yeah, so my answer was something along the lines of like, I was just out of the relationship and don't know like if I'm ready for anything yet.
No. You said we'd have to talk about it. And I was like, okay, how? You know what you said?
You're not my type.
Yes! And then I think you like tried to like backtrack.
Yeah,
it was so messy, but I was really hurt.
Yeah,
because
but
I
I
was
really
like,
do have a
what
type.
the? But I am your type.
Yeah,
That's
it
the
turns out,
funniest
yes.
thing. When you mentioned what your type is, I was like, check, bitch. Check. Check. It was like even physical features, I was like, check. After she said that, I was like, oh yeah, no pressure, just asking lor.
Yeah.
Like, just in case. I like took
Yeah.
it very well.
Yeah, even though my response was kind of shit and kind of like weird, but I think like to me, her asking like so transparently, like kind of really like changed the game for me, because like all along like all of my relationships kind of like happen naturally, like we just like suddenly together. There's not really been a point where we had an honest conversation about where it was going, and like to me it was like very refreshing change that like kind of signaled that both of us had kind of matured a little bit. Yeah.
When she told me that, I was like, okay. I mean, I was hurt lah, but I was also drunk and having a good time, so I was like, I will not let this get in my way. At least I know that like this is something that isn't gonna happen. So when I went back, my friend asked me what did she say, because I told her I was gonna ask. So then I told my friend, I was like, oh yeah, she said that I'm not her type, and I'm okay with that, because like I don't want someone to be like an okay law. I want someone to be like, yes, hell yeah, I would date you kind of thing. My friend was like, yeah bitch, you do that, and I was like, thank you so much. So like we just ended up having like a good time regardless. By the time Sunday night hit, no one would accept your Grab to go back to NTU.
Yeah.
All of your Grab hitches like just kept cancelling.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
fucking tragic.
yeah,
I
after
had
like
like 3 or 4.
you were like, if this one cancels, right, I'm just gonna stay here and I'm just gonna go to work straight from here. I think
Yeah.
that's what you said.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, okay lor. That was the night that you decided to stay one more night. That was like the first time you had stayed over like consecutively for a second night. I have to say, previously when we slept in the same bed, we mostly kept to ourselves. But then I was like also a little confused, because I would ask my friends, I was like, wait, y'all when y'all sleep with friends like in hotel rooms, like when you're traveling, like y'all got touch hands and touch feet one meh? And they were like, no. And I was like, yeah right, no right, so how come it's like
I'm just gonna stay out of frame while you do this. I can't. I'm so shy.
Yeah, that eventually progressed into tickling, because I'm ticklish and she likes to see me suffer. I don't know whether it was just an excuse to like touch me or what. And so that night, at that point, right, because she told me I was not her type, and I think I kind of confronted you about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, on Sunday, that Sunday evening, just a few hours before she decided to stay one more night, I was like, so what is your type? So she was like, okay, A, and I was like, okay, check. Then she was like, okay, B, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I literally have the strongest B out of everyone I know.
I think that was also a point of time I realized that actually she is my type.
Her type is very physical, like physical attributes. So I could understand if that was really not me, but it was me. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, you're just coming up with excuses. So at that point, I kind of already knew that like she didn't really know what she's talking about. So maybe like she's just a bit confused or what. Because I knew that she was constantly like backtracking and she was saying things that contradicted what she said like literally one day before. So I just took it as like, yeah, maybe she also doesn't know what she's feeling. Which is fair lah, because like I didn't know what I was feeling. So how can I expect like someone else to figure out the same situation for me, you know? Then that night after, like Mavis vehemently tried to disagree with me being her type and like why it wouldn't work, I was just like, oh whatever lah, let them, we don't date lor, like it's okay. So I was like gonna sleep already, and then I felt
I can't.
babe, it was like we were already almost at the stage of being in a relationship already. Yeah, it's fine, it's okay. We were both like tickling and like just like anyhow like, you know, disturbing each other. She likes to disturb me. But I think I was like so tired that I kind of actually fell asleep. You know how you're sort of like dipping into sleep and then you sort of come back up and you're like, what, did I sleep? Yeah, I felt like this like gentle touching. It was not tickling anymore, it was really just like caressing, and I was like, huh. I was like, what? Is is this what I think it is? And I was just like a little curious because I was like, what is this? You know, like this Mavis specifically spent the whole weekend telling me that she would never date me.
No,
You kind of said like, oh, you're not my type. I was making a pass at you and you were kind of rejecting it.
Like, nah.
Yeah, so I was like, cannot be like, you know, like this is just obviously we're friends, you know, that's it. But then she just kind of kept doing it. I had woken up, so I had moved, and like, I think you knew that I had woken up. And I was just like, what is going on? So I ended up like turning to face her because we were basically spooning. She had continued, so then we just sort of like I don't know, and then we just sort of like lean like closer and closer, face to face. But I knew, bitch, in the back of my head I was like, I cannot be the one to kiss you first. Like, it has to be you, because I had already made my passes. Like, I've done what I've needed to do, like the ball's in your court. I felt like, oh, alright, like you already said no, but you're doing this, so I knew I had to wait, even though I very badly like wanted to kiss the shit out of you. I like couldn't. Eventually it happened. She kissed me.
Yes.
And I responded enthusiastically. Yeah, so that was like our first kiss ever. And I still think back about it to this day because I really did wait for a fucking long time. I mean, if you really factor like all the years in, but like even then when we were sort of dating, that was like a month. Yeah, it was a month in, like it was in October.
Yeah.
It was after like, you know, everything that happened and her being like, you're not my type, or like, you know, giving me a lot of mixed signals throughout the month. Like, I had been, like, I cried before calling Charmaine. I was like, what is this? Like, what am I doing? Like, am I going back to like the same old thing? We never really drew like clear lines for ourselves, like to just be friends forever or have the possibility of dating. I thought that was like really special. And yeah, from that day on, I think like I knew, like, no matter what you said, I knew that you had feelings for me, and I knew that like it was okay to let you take your time to figure out like what you wanted. So then I was like super fucking chill already. I was like, alright, cool. We have this thing like honesty hour, like right before we go to bed, where we ask each other like very difficult questions and we'll just answer. That actually helped a lot. After having those like honesty hours, like you really ask and like talk things out with each other. And I think like your feelings became clearer to yourself as you continue to talk it out also.
Yeah.
Like before this entire first kiss and everything happened, right? Like we would still not really touch each other or like be affectionate in public or like even around the house. Like it was only in bed where we like started to touch hands and feet.
It's like
ding, 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 ding.
touching and like not moving away.
You know, you would move away like if it's a friend, but it was with us and we were like you eventually got more and more affectionate with me, like in public also and like around the house. It felt like we were going in like a more comfortable route towards like dating. Eventually, I think we did settle. I was like, are we dating? And you're like, yeah, I think we're dating. Are we dating? I was like, yeah, we're dating. Because the thing is like none of us do like casual dating, and it's us. Like we have such a long history, so I think we knew that it wasn't casual like right from the get-go. Yeah. That's how we got together.
Yes.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can also do a Q&A with you guys. You can ask us like anything, especially Mavis. We can also go through the iPhone.
Oh.
And please show Mavis lots of love. Like tell her that she's loved and appreciated on this channel, because it really took you a lot to be here because you're very shy.
I'm very camera shy, and like she said, I'm a very like pretty private person.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and I hope you all enjoyed this story. I know a lot of people were curious lah. I'm just really happy to be with Mavis. I feel like I haven't been comfortable like with someone in a really, really long time, and I feel like very appreciative of our relationship and like how far we've come, like as people, as individuals also, you know. Yeah, so like excited to spend the rest of my life with you.
Same.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click the thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel down below. I make new videos every week, and don't forget to hit that bell, turn on your notifications, because I make videos sometimes not really regularly scheduled. Bye!
Bye.
Mina, say bye-bye!
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye! Bye-bye! Alright, bye-bye! We're gonna... I can't do it! Mavis. Also, anyway, my nose is like super sensitive today, so I will be blowing my nose. If it gets a little redder, then you know what it means. But this is Mavis! Wait, I really need to blow my fucking nose. And then this is my son. Noodles who had a haircut and he looks so skinny. We tried our best.
Start from like which schools we were from, because I think that was like pretty integral to how we met.
Oh my god. My entire respiratory system is like spasming right now.
Allergies.
What could I be allergic to? Noodles?
I think it's the pho.
Oh, it's so bad. He's hypoallergenic, but not if the hair is in my nose. I farted. How's my lipstick? Is it okay?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I'm like literally sweating. This is so hot.
Yeah.
Right? It's so hot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me...
I am really getting toasty.
Yeah, I'm sweating in my neck. Such a secondary school photo.